Yo, Duque, pick up the phone.
Yo.
What's up?
What you doing?
I'm zombie but awake 밤비가 내려wake Can't wait no time is a game so I just put it all my way I'm zombie but awake 밤비가 내려wake.
What is good, my crazies? Y'all, welcome back to the lab. Lee here in the stoop, man. Y'all saw that title, so as well, we got 8 new Mandela effects for you to blow your mind, put you at ease, or maybe just make you feel a little bit more crazy. Yes, I said 8 more Mandela effects for you. But before we get this going, please remember that some of these Mandela effects might not be new to you. They might be new to somebody else, though. As well as y'all hit that thumbs up button if you enjoy this at any time. Subscribe and leave me those comments down below so we can do a viewer's Mandela effect once again. Now, to get onto this new 8 Mandela effects to blow your mind, let's go ahead and start off with the Salem witch trials. Yes, everybody knows about the Salem witch trials. Basically, it was about all these people that were doing witchcraft, and they basically, the city burnt them to the stake. Well, apparently they didn't burn anybody. They didn't burn anybody at the stake. They didn't burn the witches at the stake. They didn't burn a single soul through this whole Willem Streets trial. They basically hung them. As you look it up, as you see it, they hung the witches. There was no fire burnings or nothing like that. They hung every witch, which is totally wrong in my universe because I remember the stories of them burning the witches to the stake. That's the only way you could kill a witch. But what do you remember? Do you remember them being burnt at the stake? Or do you remember them being hung? It just so everybody could see them. Next on the list, number 7 is going to be Robocop. Yes, the great iconic movie Robocop. The cop that's murder turned into the cop that finds his own murder. This is just one of those great movies, and as well as been remade a few times. But with this Mandela effect, there's actually 2 of them. I'm going to start off with his feet. Yes, I know this is a weird thing. Why would we be looking at Robocop's feet? But I remember his feet being straight boot, like a straight metal boot. But now his feet has toes, kind of like a Ninja Turtle toes, but has little lines in it. I don't always remember that. Maybe this is my Mandela effect. I think it was Super Mario Brothers too. But it looks really weird to me. But do you remember that always being like that? His toes being with those lines looking like a Ninja Turtle? Or do you remember the straight metal boot? But my Mandela effect and the Mandela effect of this Robocop one is that saying at the end of the original movie where basically he shoots old dude, he goes down and, you know, the main boss asks him, nice shooting, son, what do I call you? And well, listen.
Nice shooting, son. What's your name?
Murphy.
Nice shooting, son. So what do they call you? Murphy. And then he walks off. That scene is totally wrong. It's messed up. It's not right. This reality has fucked this scene up to the fullest. Now, if you're like me and like a lot of other people, you remember that scene when he asks, who are you? That's when Robocop turns and says, my friends call me Murphy, but you can call me Robocop. And then he walks off. That was the iconic scene. But like you just saw right there, that never happened. He never says it there. He never says it in that movie, let alone he doesn't say it in the second movie neither. The only time he says it is in the 3rd movie. Here, look.
Hand it to you. What do they call you? Murphy, is it?
My friends call me Murphy. You call me Robocop.
I always remember the end of Robocop, the original. That's the iconic scene, falling out of the sky, out the building, and Robocop being at telling the old dude, you know, so he said, good shooting, son. What do they call you? My friends call me Murphy, but you can call me Robocop. And then he walks off. That was the scene. That was the end of the movie. That was iconic. We said this all the time. You can call me Murphy. You know, it's just what we say. But what do you remember? Do you remember that scene, that iconic scene being the way it is now?
Murphy.
Or do you remember this scene the way I described it to you, the way you kind of see it in the third one at the end of this? My friends call me Murphy, but you could call me Robocop. Now, number 6 on our list, we're going to go to Mario Brothers. Yes, Super Mario Brothers, the original game for the NES. And we're going to be talking about World 1, number 1. The first stage you play when you turn that game on, and the thing that is in it, well, was in it. Now, I'm going to play you this whole scene 1 for you real quick. And I want you to pay attention to everything that's going on. Now, this stage is the stage where you learn the mechanics of this whole video game itself, and you get to see almost every character that you're going to see in this game. Well, if you're like me, you remember the little praying mantis little thing, the little praying mantis plant on that level coming out of those tunnels, out of the portholes where you would go down into the next ones. But they're not there. They have never been there. They have never ever been there on stage 1, number 1, and they have never been there ever. That is crazy to me because I'm a Mario Brothers guy. I had a Nintendo. We played that game nonstop to the T. Even when I got the Wii, it was just iconic. And I remember them stupid praying mantis plants in that level because that's when you got the firepower and you learned you can kill those things with that. But what do you remember? Do you remember always those little plants being in stage World 1-1? Or do you remember the way you've been seeing it right here on the screen with none of them at all? Number 5 on this list, I am going to go to The Wizard of Oz. Yes, The Wizard of Oz has given us great Mandela effects. It happens to be the Mandela effect gold mine sometimes. And it just is one of those movies that just keeps on changing. Well, it's done it again. And well, let me pop a picture up of Tin Man. Now, does anything look weird to you with the Tin Man? Does anything look weird? I mean, technically to me, he looks weird totally anyway. But I am particularly talking about the neck attire. Yes, you see right here on the Tin Man, he has a bow tie. What? When in the hell did the Tin Man get a bow tie? I have never seen that bow tie on Tin Man ever in my entire life. When I saw this, I heard this, I saw this, I looked this thing up, I lost my freaking mind about this. He has a bow tie. It is ridiculously crazy. I don't know what to think about this one. What do you remember? Do you remember the Tin Man always having the bow tie? Or do you remember the Tin Man the way I remember Tin Man not having that bow tie at all? Let me know. Now, number 4 at the halfway mark, we're going to be talking about the Scary Movie. Yes, Scary Movie and Marlon Wayans and that famous line that he quoted from that great movie, Sixth Sense. Well, listen.
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure, man.
I see white people.
Is that exactly how you remember hearing it? Exactly what he said? I see white people. Well, what if I told you, and everybody who thought that, that is exactly not the way he said it at all in this reality at all. He never says white people. This is the original saying, which you will see in this reality today.
Secret?
Sure, man.
I see dead people.
Yes, you heard it. He says, I see dead people. And we all know that wasn't the line because these movies were spoof movies, and that was just a great line in our lines that he would say white people, but it has always been dead people. It's never been white people. And what do you remember of this? Do you always remember it the way it is today as I see dead people? Or do you remember it like I remember it being I see white people? Now, number 3 on this list, we are going to talk about the World Trade Center. Well, technically not the trade centers themselves. I'm talking about the building, the hotel that was right there, right in the middle of the World Trade Centers. I'll throw this picture up for you right now. Does this look right to you? Have you ever noticed the hotel, the Marriott, right there in between the trade centers? Let alone, do you remember anybody talking about any destruction, any people dying, survivors, or destruction about that hotel when those towers were struck? Me neither. I don't remember that. I don't remember the hotel being there. I don't remember nobody talking about this thing when the trade towers went down. Nobody said anything about a hotel being right there, getting crushed or being destroyed or damaged at all. What do you remember from this time of iconic moment in American history? Do you always remember that hotel, that Marriott, chilling right there in the middle, just having a good stay? Or do you remember it like I remember that, like not even being there? It just looks weird to you. That's the one that is just really creepy and eerie and just a time in history that we all remember now being flickled in time. Kind of staying on the eerie part, number 2 on this list is going to be Jigsaw. Yes, Jigsaw, when the little Rick rides on in and that iconic saying, "Do you want to play a game?" Well, what if I told you that we said that totally wrong? I said it totally wrong, and maybe we've all thought it was totally wrong. What if I told you he never ever says, "Do you want to play a game?" or "Would you like to play a game?" Well, listen.
I know you. I want to play a game. Here's what happened. I know you. I want to play a game.
Yes, you heard it right there. He did say, "I would like to play a game." I never remember it that way. I never remember him saying, "I want to play a game." I always remember, "Do you want to play a game?" And that's just weird to me. But then I sit here and I think about this one, and maybe we misjudged that, and maybe it's like I can understand why he would want to play a game, but he's not playing the game. They're playing a game. So "do you want to play a game?" would be the more common phrase to say that, but it's his game, if that makes any sense. But what do you remember? Do you remember it like I remember it, "Do you want to play a game?" Or do you remember it the way it is now, "I want to play a game"? Now the last one on our list, number 1 for the day, we are going to Star Wars, and we're going to be talking about Jabba the Hutt and Princess Leia. That iconic scene where Princess Leia is the slave of Jabba the Hutt, and they catch Luke and they catch Han. And well, as you look at this scene, and you see, oh yeah, the gorgeous, lovely Princess Leia being subdued by Jabba the Hutt. And well, then you see these. Did you see these Uggs on her feet? Where did she get those shoes from? Like they took a Jaja or a Tum Tum and cut it up and made her some Uggs. Now the Mandela effect is that she was originally barefoot in this scene. I remember this scene. I do remember her being barefoot in this scene. If she wasn't, some also remember having little sandals that kind of rolled up like the Queen or Egypt or some stuff like that. But I do remember her having bare feet in this scene. And now, as you see, like it's always been, she has Uggs. There's Uggs on her feet, like literally Uggs. This is totally crazy. What do you remember? Do you always remember the Uggs on Princess Leia in that scene, in that time? The Uggs? Or do you remember like I remember it, no shoes, barefoot, or maybe possibly those Queen of Egypt kind of shoes that lace up? What do you remember? 8 more Mandela effects for you. I hope you enjoyed, man. Always remember these Mandela effects can change different times. They affect different peoples, as well as, man, if we are in this kind of universe, let's find the answers to these Mandela effects as well. If you did enjoy this at all, man, remember to hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And man, let your comments down below of your Mandela effects so we can do another viewer's choice. Till then, thank you. Keep your mind open, because those eyes will see everything in front of you.
Hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.